Hello, misfits and nomads. Step into the spotlight, let your essence shimmer and your creativity glimmers. This podcast is a canvas for your brilliance, a stage for your unique talent to dance and dazzle. Embrace the rhythm of your artistry, the melody of your voice, and the power of your story. As we dive into the depth of your passion, let the world feel the pulse of your creativity, the fire of your spirit, and the measure of your craft. This is your time to shine, your moment to inspire, so unleash your talent, showcase your gift, and let your light illuminate the way. Welcome to a podcast where dreams take flight, talent find their wings, and greatness know no bounds. Get ready to captivate, inspire, and leave a legacy that resonates through the ages. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name's LaRue. I'm an artist. I make music. I sing, rap, songwrite, play a little guitar, do a little bit of everything. So yeah, that's
Shout
me.
out to you. And tell us how your origin story all started, where your chapter begins.
Uh, so I'll say it began when I was in probably like elementary, middle school. I was writing. I used to do poetry before I even thought about like music as a thing. I did a lot of like journaling and poetry. And one day I just decided to look up a type beat on YouTube and like speak over the beat. And then I realized I was like, oh, I'm kind of rapping now. And I kind of just put two and two together. I was like, huh, maybe this is probably how people make music. So a lot of my music is like, I guess, journaling in a way. It's a lot of like therapy stuff. So
Mm,
from elementary, middle school, when I realized I could just take my little journal entries over a beat, I was like, yeah, this is fun. I want to do this.
shout out to you. Okay. What was the exact moment that you realized, like, there's something that, you could take serious?
um, when I realized that there is like this, it's an endless opportunity of stuff to speak about. Because, you're always going through stuff, emotions and, life, consequences, whatever. And you can always speak about any of it in literally any form that you want. So when I realized that there's really no ending to how much I can say, then that was kind of the turning point of like, okay, I can see myself doing this long term because I don't have to sit here and think of ideas. They're just going to come to me, and all I have to do is write it down.
I agree. Shout out to you. I just realized you're wearing a Wild 'N Out shirt. Shout
Yeah,
out
I
to
am.
McCann. Okay. Shout out to them. I also seen that you also correct me if I'm wrong, but you also have a few pets, some cats as well.
I do. I have three cats here. Um, their names are Azora, Kiru, and Luna. Luna used to be Ojo, but my niece decided to change her name to Luna, so she's Luna now. And I have a dog named Jasper. He's a little Chiweenie. Yeah, I've had a lot of pets in my life. My first actual pets were ferrets. So I had three
Mm.
ferrets growing up that everyone was petrified of, but I loved them. Um, I've had cats. I used to work, or not work. I used to help out at a horse barn. So there was like, stray cats that I would take care of. I had friends that had like pet rats and snakes and stuff. So I've always
Mm.
had, animals around.
Okay. Shout out to you. Would we see you exploring like more exotic animals as pets in the future, or?
I would hope so. I really want to get a snake. Um, and if I can, I would like to have like a pet raven or something. That's crazy, but like I
Mm.
don't know. I like ravens and crows, so if I could make them a pet somehow, then that'd be dope.
Okay. So here's a fun question. If your music would have represented a spiritual animal, what animal would it be?
Oh, a spiritual animal. Mm, I almost want to say an owl
Mm.
because owls are kind of, I guess they're like the symbol of like wisdom and a lot of knowledge and stuff. So when it comes down to my music, I feel like an owl's probably the closest thing. Just because if an owl can talk, they would probably speak a
Mm.
lot and do a lot of like inner monologue, but like out loud, so like talking to themselves. And I feel like it would be
Mm.
pretty funny to, hear an owl talk to themselves and work things out. So yeah.
That's pretty dope. Okay. Nice answer. And I also see
Thank you,
that
thank
you
you.
also a plant person as well.
I am. I'm low key an addict, but I'm stopping.
Mhm. You stop at a certain limit of owning a certain amount of plants, or
Just the type of plants. When
mm.
I first started getting into plants, it was literally because I decided I wanted my room to be green. Well, I wanted two plants, and in exchange of me buying two plants, I decided to paint my whole room olive green, which is my favorite color. And then from there, I decided to get more plants. And at that point, it was just like, oh my God, I'm at Home Depot. Let me go get a plant. And it became a really bad addiction really fast. So
Mm.
now I'm just limiting myself to what plants I can actually take care of and won't die in my bedroom because I only have one window.
Which
So yeah.
which plant gave you which plant you had a bad experience with taking care of?
Oh Lord. Um,
Oh, there's a lot.
no, it's not a lot, but I will say I had a Rex begonia. It was beautiful. It's kind of like got glittery velvet kind of leaves, and they're
Mm.
shaped in a really interesting way. But for some reason, it was doing good, and then it decided to start dying on me, and I thought it was my fault. Maybe it was. It did have a fall, so it probably sent it into shock. But after that fall, it was never the same. It never came back. It grew like one leaf, and then another leaf would die. And eventually, I was just like, you know what? I give up, and I kind of just let it die.
Mm.
So, yeah, Rex begonias, any type of begonias, they're not my thing anymore.
Okay. And when it comes to plants, is there like a purpose to? I know some people invest in plants for like, cleansing the air and everything, but do
Um,
you have a particular purpose for them?
Not really. I just like how they look, and I'm big into like nature and stuff. So
Okay.
if I can get things to like be as natural as possible, bring the plants indoors, that's pretty much what I do it for. Um, I wanted to start growing like edible plants, like food gardening and stuff.
Mm.
I dabbled down a little bit. I was growing cucumbers and strawberries, and then they dried out and died. So we're gonna restart. We're gonna try again later, but not now.
Okay.
So yeah, they're just an aesthetic thing at this point.
Okay. No, I respect that. Okay.
Yeah.
And bringing this back to you, I'm curious uh, when it comes to your music, like what is your strategy for marketing and promotion?
Honestly, I have none. Especially because I'm so new. I've pretty much I just make stuff and post it. I don't really have a strategy, and I should probably make one honestly. But yeah, I just record stuff and I post it, and I do a whole bunch of hashtags that are like related to the post, of course, and then some stuff that are maybe related to something in the future or something that I already have posted, just to like get a little bit of everybody. But strategy, we're just winging it.
Just winging
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I respect
not that
that.
good.
I feel you, I feel you. And when it comes to I noticed that you go to what it called open mic. I'm not sure
Yeah,
the exact name of the place, but I see that you attend open mic session.
yeah.
Can you tell us a bit of your experience?
Um, it's honestly, it's great. And it's crazy because not even like 3 months ago, I wasn't doing any of this and I wasn't thinking about doing any of this, at least not to like this serious extent. But the open mics are a great atmosphere to be in because everyone's there for like the same purpose. And not to be like it's hit or miss, but everyone has their own talent and their own way of expressing themselves. So I really enjoy being there. And I feel like it's good practice for I guess, stage presence or just being in front of people in general. Because, you know, it's not as pressured as if like you were booked to do a gig and now you got to sing in front of people that paid to be there because the ones that I go to
Mm,
are free. So it's just like cool. They can walk in and they can leave, and there's no pressure if you sound bad. No one's gonna boo you off the stage. So I
mm.
really use it as practice and networking as much as I can. It's
I respect
nice.
that.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree when it comes to, especially with the tariff, uh, you know, that we got now. Yeah. I don't think people
Yeah.
got much
Yeah.
patience to waste money.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. And what was your favorite performance?
Ooh, my favorite performance. I don't know if I have a favorite. I have like maybe top two. And of
Top two.
course, both of the songs are unreleased because, I don't I have one song that's out and have another one in
Hmm.
the process of coming out. But my favorite
Respectfully.
performances are songs that aren't out. And I want to say they were my favorite only because I feel like I did really good. Like something in those moments, it all just felt like it was aligning. And when I look at the videos, they're like, I can see it. I don't know if anyone else can tell, but like I can tell when things started to like mesh together,
Hmm.
and I was really feeling it. And the energy was great, and I was great. So yeah,
Shout out to you. And it's surprising to hear that you say, so you, correct me if I'm wrong, so you acknowledging that you've been an artist for about 3 months?
yeah. On a serious note, I've been making music for years. The songs that I'm doing currently, they were recorded like 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm either like re-recording them just because my voice is different now, or I'm in the process of like mixing and mastering them. But they were all written like 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Impressive. So was you going by another name?
Just LaRue. That's it.
So all your music is under that?
Yeah, yeah.
And what platform we talking about? SoundCloud
Everything.
or
We got Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, honestly, like literally everything.
so I did check Apple Music and anything. The only song that I found was Kicking It. So was there other songs out there?
No, so Kick It is the most recent only song that I have. I have
Okay.
one other one on SoundCloud, but I keep that one in the tuck. If you find it, then you're crazy. But it was my first OG song, and at the time, I'm like, oh my God, this is a banger. I love it. I hear it now, and I'm like,
Mm.
absolutely not. I don't know why anybody let me put this out. I don't know why anybody told me it was good. So yeah, I mean, technically I have another song out. It's just we don't speak about that one.
You ever believe in like second chances?
Maybe on another one. That one we gonna leave that one in the tuck.
Okay. Okay. So from your point of view, how much has your music changed since, that SoundCloud era?
Oh my God, it's changed so much. Like between just my voice changing, but the sounds that I'm attracted to, or like the sounds that I listen to now in everyday music. I used to be very like Lil Baby and Drake, and like I don't know, middle school days. It was just whoever was like the most popular artist, and we was all
Mm.
kind of bandwagon together. Like, oh my God, such and such has dropped a new album. Like, I don't listen to Lil Durk, but I did at one point. But I would never choose to listen to him by myself. So
Respectfully.
yeah, it was just the big shift of when I finally was like, all right, let me start listening to music that I actually enjoy and not be ashamed to listen, like outwardly express that and let other people hear it. So yeah, it's very, very, very different from that SoundCloud era to now.
Okay. And your younger self, if they would have got a chance to listen to your current, music, how will you think they would perceive it?
I feel like they be very like amazed in a very like I never thought this would happen type of way. Because like I said, I was pretty much a bandwagon when it came down to what I listened to. And even like certain songs that I decided to sing, it was very like reclusive, I guess. I don't know if that's the word to use, but
Mm,
it just wasn't very like genuine to myself. So younger me hearing the music that I make and the music that I listen to now would be like jaw to the floor. Oh my God, like this is fire. What were you
mm.
doing?
You think your style would have been something that you would have like, oh, it makes sense that I went that direction, or would it be a surprise? Like,
It would make sense. It would have
okay,
made sense, yeah.
I respect that. And when it comes to your style of music, how will you express that?
Mm, generally speaking, I would say it's more of like a neo soul, punky, rocky kind of vibe.
Okay.
But I also have regular like rap, regular R&B, regular punk, regular rock. So I don't really have like a certain genre or a certain sound, but I do blend all of that. I also really like jazz. So I kind of have jazz fusion here and there,
Mm,
a little bit of breakbeat. I got like a little bit of everything.
shout out to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, let me see. Uh, so your style is a bit mixed around soul, jazz, hip hop, bit of alternative music. How
hmm
far alternative are we going? Like hard rock, metal?
Um, I have let's see how far. I would say yeah, hard rock definitely. I
Okay.
have started experimenting in more of like the Deftones, and then like the screamo route.
Okay.
So we got the metal, we got the regular like I guess soft metal. I don't know what Deftones is considered,
Mm.
but we got them. We got hard metal. We got screaming. um, yeah, I can get pretty hard, pretty loud.
Okay.
So
Did
yeah,
we ever see like a baby metal
huh.
combination?
Probably that would be dope. I don't
Okay.
have any limitations on myself, and a lot of music that I make, it is very like feeling emotion driven. So like if I'm ever feeling a certain way and it just calls for that baby metal or like that hard screamo energy, then I just go
Mm.
for it. And who knows, I might have a whole album just dedicated to that.
Okay, shout out to you. Okay. And when it comes to an album, and it seemed like, you have some music that have been sitting for a while, that you're able to finesse and rework it and release it. So,
Yeah.
are you saying that an album is a possibility?
Yes, I'm actually in the works of an EP right now.
Okay.
So that'll be out. I don't have a deadline. Not really. But we're gonna give it like 2 months. We're gonna give it like
2 months?
2 months. Yeah, for this little EP. And honestly, if an album comes out the EP or an album comes out during because of the EP, then it just happens.
Okay. And how far along the process are you with this upcoming EP?
um, kind of in the beginning. I'm still like forming the general, I guess, feel and idea for it. Um, and really just getting everything, all the tracks together and stuff like that. So I'm kind of in the beginning stages, but once I figure out like my baseline plan, it'll take off in no time.
Mm, okay. Have you already somewhat figured out how many songs you want on this project or whatnot?
Not really, but since it is an EP, I'm gonna say probably like six. 7.
As like the max?
Yeah.
Okay. What would be the minimum?
Minimum, well, very, very bare minimum, like 3. But I
3.
don't imagine
Okay.
having only 3.
Okay. All right, that's dope. That's dope. And is
Yeah.
there, do you have like any like idea of like a marketing strategy for this EP?
Not too much. Um, because of how I want the EP, I think I'm gonna just continue to follow all the little trends that's going on TikTok and whatnot,
Mm,
and just go with that. And I'm kind of gonna put my faith in the algorithm gods, holy cow, and hope that it pushes to the right people because I also do spam hashtags and I do a lot of relying on the hashtags and my in person networking. So with that combination, I'm kind of just hoping it works.
okay. Yeah, I definitely see potential in it. I would definitely recommend to try your music overseas and see,
Yeah,
what attention it catch. Um,
that's dope. I mean, I
for
definitely
example,
would. Yeah.
yeah, for example, like if you're looking for certain genres to be influenced, like R&B, hip hop, that's becoming really popular over, Japan. Russia,
Really?
for example. Yeah, I just promoted a few artists down in Russia, but hip hop is becoming popular down there as well.
Oh,
So
snap.
depending
Okay.
on what genre, especially, you know, on the location as well, uh, the locals might be a big fan of it. So
Yeah.
introducing your music, especially a lot of people take their influence over from the United States. So you already
Hmm.
got an excuse to be another sample, another, you know,
Right, right,
example of what they're looking for or what they could be possibly looking for.
right. Okay, I'll keep that
So
in mind. That's dope.
I would definitely recommend try your music overseas and see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So when it comes to music videos, do you have any? You don't have a music video out at the moment, right?
No, I do not. I have like the
Okay.
little I guess like a little sampler video for my Kick It song, but I do want to make a full video for that. Most likely this summer because it's a very like I don't know, like an upbeat R&B-ish kind of vibe, but a very like playful song at the same time. So I feel like that'd be a nice summer song to do a video for. I'm planning to get like a whole bunch of people in it, so it's not really gonna be like a closed off type of video. I want like as much people as possible.
How
Um,
much people we talking
Literally no limit. Like whoever's able to show up. If you can show up and make it to the video and just you just want to be in the back, sit down, you want to dance, like whatever, just show up and be there.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. Okay. Do you have an idea of the location?
I'm thinking between maybe a couple parks in Philly and in Jersey, in South Jersey.
Wait, where are you from?
So I'm from Jersey. I'm in South
Okay.
Jersey. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm between Philly and Jersey a lot. So that's my area.
Shout out to you. Philly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Philly
yeah.
for me. But shout out to you. Okay. So you thinking about a couple parks in Philly or whatever? Is it like a traditional park or like a skate park or does it matter?
Nah, it really doesn't matter at all. As long as the energy is there, that's really all I'm looking for. It could be literally in the middle of the street on an abandoned road, and I'm pretty sure we can still bring the energy. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Shout out to you. Okay. So when you started to, is it safe to say like you rebranded or was there a spark for you to release your single?
It was a very spontaneous song to do because even though I was in the works of like taking music seriously, I had ran to this person online and we were already chatting about like, maybe collaborating and just like, oh, I like your sound, da 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 da. And then they had hit me up and just like, hey, I have an album coming out and it's gonna be out in like 3 days. But I have this beat, and the person I gave it to never got back to me. So, do you want to take it? And I was just like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, sure. 3 days. I'm busy, but we'll make it work. So it was a very random, spontaneous thing to do, and I feel like that kind of just triggered everything else that I've been doing, just because I only had 3 days, and then he put it out that following Monday. So yeah.
Shout out to you. Okay. And let me see. It took you 3 days to record it?
Nah, so when he had sent the beat to me, I was out of town. So I was only able to like listen to it briefly because I was doing stuff and running around. So I only had basically one night to write to it. So I wrote it while I was actually babysitting, and I was at these people's house just on their couch listening to this beat over and over again. And by the time the parents got home, I had like just finished, and then I recorded it the next morning for, I want to say, maybe like 6 hours, because all like the harmonies and stuff like that. And I'm borderline perfectionist, so it could have taken a lot less time, but for the sake of my perfectionist syndrome, it took a lot longer. So yeah, it took a couple hours to record that, sent it over, and then he got it mixed in maybe like a couple hours, sent it back, and I'm like, all right, cool, sounds great. Like, good.
Wait, so this was like one take?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
impressive. That's impressive.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Thank you, thank you.
Shout out to you. Okay. Damn. Interesting. Interesting. So looking back at it now, um, I guess it's safe to say you feel like you made the right decision.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely, yeah.
And when it comes to looking back on this song, what part is your favorite, and which part do you find the most impressive?
Oh, maybe the verse right before like the pre-chorus and the chorus. Um, yeah, I want to say that's like kind of my favorite, only because I took the inspo of the melody from two other artists. One of them was this song by the Internet, and I don't remember what song it was, but when I heard it, I was like, "Oh yeah, I like that melody." So I kind of just went off the
Mm,
melody of that. And then there's this song by Willow called Star, and I don't know, something about the way she sings that part, like her tone. I really like that, so I kind of just meshed them together, and I was just like, "We're gonna see what happens." And it kind of worked out because it made it on the song. So that's probably my favorite part, just because of like how I pieced it together. My absolute favorite part might have to be the very end of the chorus into the talking part, and I just kind of started yapping because I needed to fill the space, and I was like, "Dang, this beat is still going. I don't got nothing else to say." So we're just gonna talk. So I really like that part because it worked out, and other people like it too. So you would never know. I was really baffled at that part. I
So
really
it's funny that
was.
you say that, because I was always curious when it comes to like the random skits. I was like, how did that come a part of the song? Like, do you just decide that you kill it for half of the song, and then out of nowhere you just decide just to start talking and shit?
Yeah, there was no intention. Like, I have no direction when I write music in general, but when I heard this song, I purposely made sure there was no direction because there were so many directions it could go in. And when I went hard on the chorus before that part, I was like, okay, well, I can't match this energy, and I'm definitely not gonna top it because I feel like at that point my ears would hurt. So we're gonna drop it drastically, and we're just gonna talk to them.
Shout out to that. It seemed like you made the
Yeah,
right decision.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay. And my last question, damn. I definitely had one more question. I gotta think of it. Uh, it slipped my mind. But coming to the halfway mark, coming to the halfway mark, I have some talents that I can promote to you, and I'll let you decide if you want to network with them or whatnot. The
Okay.
first one that I would like to shout out to you is shout out to One Nation. Not only is he an artist, but he's also a black author, creating his own comic book slash manga. So if you'd like
That's
to tap
dope.
in to what he got going on, I can
Oh
send you his
yeah,
social. But
definitely, yeah.
the second one I'd like to shout out to you is Jeremy. He's starting up a series called Tap Room Live, where he had performers, entertainers perform in front of a small crowd in an establishment, such as establishments, restaurants, bars, etc. So if you would like to stay tuned to what he got going on, or you interested
Oh
in
yeah,
his platform, I send you his socials.
yeah. I definitely need more gigs and exposure, so I'm down.
No comment. And the third one that I would like to shout out to uh the Sound Sandwich podcast. Uh, this guy, this guy is not only a folk artist, but similar to
Ooh,
my podcast. The difference is he would sit down with a musician, talk about your music, go back and forth and stuff like that. If you're interested to
okay.
tap into what he got going on, I can send you
Yeah,
over his link.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. And the last one I got for you, recently we started our own music label. Shout out to For You and Life Records. We started making a soundtrack, inviting artists to be creative around projects, around themes and challenges. So our first one is mixing horror with Valentine's.
Mm, okay. That sounds like that's
So
a cool little theme.
so if you're interested to, to conquer one of our beats, or you're just interested into the producer, I can see you more info after the show.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay, but and then giving you the floor. When it comes to talents, they can hear directly from you. Uh, what talents are you looking to network with?
Literally anybody, anything. Of course, artists that, write music, sing, rap, whatever. But producers of literally all genres under the sun, because we don't limit ourselves over here. And I want to, stretch and explore a whole bunch of different genres. I'm a little biased, no country, but I do country rock. I do like country rock.
Mm,
But yeah, even regular artists that just draw like cartoon, clay, oil pastel, like anything creative, shoot, dance choreographers. I'm literally open to anybody and anything as long as it's creative. Like if you want to express yourself to me and you want to network, share ideas, I can write a song for you to promote something that you got and vice versa. Service for service type of thing. Um, that's what I'm about. So I don't really have any specific type of people that I'm looking for. I'm just looking for the people.
I'm just looking for the people. That's such a main character statement.
It's true though. Like,
Shout out to you. Okay, so you looking to, or you open to meet more people within entertainment field?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And when it comes to exploring and dabbling into other forms of art, uh what other arts could we possibly see you dabble into?
Mm, probably animation. I did get
Mm.
into that a little bit. I'm a little interested. I don't know how far we're gonna get, but we're gonna dabble in it. um, Dancing, definitely choreography. I love dancing at heart, and I would love to choreograph either my own stuff or other people's stuff. Um, Maybe a little bit of painting here and there. I ain't the best with color theory, but We can take a little color on a brush and we can do something with it. So
Okay.
yeah, probably those three.
Okay. That'd be dope. And I'm curious, do you do like any behind the scenes? Do you showcase that?
Not really. I do need to do that more because I'm such a like, all right, let me just lock in and get it done type of person that I don't even think about showing people behind the scenes and like the whole process until after the
Mm,
fact. So yeah, I don't really have any behind the scenes of anything.
that's what's up. I would recommend here's my 2 cents. One, I would recommend using this app. You could connect multiple phones or devices to catch like multiple angles at once. Um,
Okay.
and then also when it comes to like behind the scenes, if you dabbling into other forms of art and you're not confident like to promote it like mainstream, I think it'd be best to showcase that in your behind the scenes. So that way we really get to know, not only get to know like what it takes to be in your shoes to be an artist, but
Mm,
like, oh shit, this person also like painting like
right,
me.
right.
This
Okay.
person also can't draw just like me.
No, that's facts though. Get the comfort of
But
somebody else.
hmm But getting to see, your world, I can see that being
Yeah.
entertaining. And then also, this could be a way for you to tease music, also showcasing you dabbling into these other forms of art.
Okay, okay. I like that. I definitely gotta try this. This is my first time even hearing about this app, so I'm gonna definitely look
Listen,
into
if
this.
if if your interest is just the same as the amount you put into your songwriting, I can't imagine other than being entertained to get to see like, you just being creative. So.
Yeah.
I think you got,
Okay.
especially like with your performance with the open mic, you connected with other people, or even a little bit with you bonding with your plants, you know?
Mhm.
I think that could
Yeah.
be, entertaining.
Okay, okay. I mean, I know I definitely like to watch people bond with their plants, so
Hmm.
I sit there and watch videos all day.
Shout out to that. Okay, okay. Interesting. So I also happen to notice, checking out your social media as well, there was a song tease. Is it Soul Searching?
You said sewing?
No, Soul Searching.
Oh, soul searching? Yes,
Is that the name of the song?
it is.
Uh-huh. So I see
It
you was
is, it
teasing that.
is. Yep,
You mind
that
telling
will
us
be
about it?
out very soon.
Is
Like,
that going to be part of the EP? Ah!
look now, look now. Maybe we gonna see.
We gonna
Maybe,
see.
maybe
Well,
we gonna
I
see.
mean, we definitely gonna see, but I feel like before we see.
But like I said, I don't have much direction for a lot of things. So,
Mm,
we might just have to wait and see. We just gonna have to
okay.
see.
I mean, but you did tease it, so
I
you didn't
did.
bring
It
it to
will be
light.
out. It will be out.
Okay. Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough.
mhm, mhm.
Okay. So we also see that you tease music at open mics. Will that be
Sure
like a
do.
custom thing that you do going in the future, or
I feel like it will be, especially because I have so many songs in the vault that I just, haven't done anything with. And since I'm taking music seriously now, I might as well give the people a little something different, something they haven't heard. So if you pop out to the shows and all that, you might get an extra song or two that you ain't ever heard before.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to that. And how has people been reacting to Soul Searching so far?
Um, very, very positive, but very not. I don't want to say nonchalant, but like it's not a hype song. So it's not like
Mm.
people are standing up and like jumping around and dancing. But the message is still getting across. It's getting relayed. People are hearing it. So very, very positive stuff. And yeah, I think it's pretty good.
And how many times you perform it so far?
I would say like 4 or 5 times.
And we can't even hear a detail about one time.
You just gotta be there. You gotta wait for it to come out.
hmm hmm
I'm saying,
Okay.
man, you gotta come
Shout
to the
out to you.
shows.
Okay. Respectfully. Shout and you perform in New Jersey or
I perform mainly in Philly right now, but I am
Philly?
looking for
Okay.
spots in Jersey to perform at because that $6 toll and paying for parking is no joke. So I'm gonna
And
try and
that's
find
a
some spots in Jersey.
no, I feel you. And it could get worse with the terror. So
Oh, it sure could. It sure could. I'm not trying to.
uh
Mm-mm.
and are you a producer as well?
No, not really. I first started off music producing and I kind of let that go just because my brain, I have a lot of ideas and I wasn't able to get them down fast enough. So my brain would just get like super jumbled and discombobulated. So
hmm
I kind of let that be. But maybe in the future, because I do actually want to, dabble in it again and figure it out. Just not right now. Not now.
Okay. So you do like mixing and engineer or
Yeah, yeah. I record all my
okay.
own stuff. I mix everything that I'm doing right now. So we're in the process of that at the moment. And then eventually I can move on to the producing phase.
Okay. And I also seen that you invest in a sewing machine.
I do. I
hmm
do, yeah. That's a little interesting. We I messed with it a little bit and then
Are
I
y'all
don't know what
fighting already?
happened. Look, okay, I don't know what's going on with me and this machine, but it was sitting in the box since December, and I just opened back up maybe like a month ago, maybe.
You know what's funny? Because the video that I seen was you open up the box, and I haven't seen any video past that.
I'm
And
saying,
I was like, you know what? Maybe this not a song. Maybe this is she just decided not to post it. Maybe that is
I mean,
it.
I do have other videos I intended on posting,
Okay,
and I just never posted them because I started locking in
okay,
more music. So I was kind of like, do I want to, showcase some sewing machine stuff or do I want to lock in and promote music stuff? So I chose to lock in and promote music. But I do have other videos with the sewing machine. They just sitting in
you
my
know what's
phone.
funny? And you know the funny part of it is now that I remember there is another video, but you literally showcasing each of the parts. Like you about to go
Yeah,
ham.
nah, I literally,
So it's funny to hear you say that.
yeah, man, I was not going through it, but it definitely was something. It was something.
Mm.
I will say that.
What was your plan with the sewing machine? Was you going to create some merch or?
It was more for like alterations to my current clothing, and
Mm.
then eventually working my way up to making like more custom pieces for merch and stuff like that, or just if somebody wanted a shirt with some type of design, my design or something, then we can go that route. But it was more for like personal reasons, just so I can have more clothes that I like to wear.
No, God. So you wanted to create like your own like fashion line?
I wouldn't say like a whole fashion line, but definitely more comfortable everyday like stuff that I would actually reach for and I'm not, thinking twice like, oh, do I really want to wear this today?
Mm.
So yeah, more like that.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And when it comes to like merch and stuff, do you have any merch at the moment?
I do not at the moment, but we be cooking up. We cooking.
You cooking?
So yeah,
Okay. Okay.
we gotta stay tuned.
Stay tuned indeed, huh?
Mhm.
And my last question I would have for you when it comes to you playing the guitar, how that came to be and why that instrument specifically.
Honestly, I want to say that was a bit spontaneous because The only other instruments that I've played, I started off with the flute in elementary school, and I absolutely loved it. And then I just happened to stop. And then I did piano. So I mean, like those two, they're cool, but I wanted something like I guess a little more energy, a little more feel to it. So I kind of got obsessed with guitars out of nowhere, especially electric guitars. Like acoustic is cool, but it's a little too mellow. Electric, they got the amp, and it just sounds so like crunchy. So I really like that. And one day for Christmas, I woke up and there was a guitar for me, and I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I wasn't ever expecting on getting a guitar. I just had a slight obsession with guitars, and then it kind of forced me to learn how to play because it's like, what am I gonna do?
Mm.
Not touch it? So I started, messing around with it a little bit, figuring out little things, and I was kind of on and off because I played so much and I got my calluses. And at the time, I was taking a ceramics class in school, and I guess from like my hands being so moist and whatnot, my calluses kind of just peeled off or something, and I had to recallus my fingertips again, and that hurt so bad that I just put my guitar down. I'm not gonna lie. I put it down and I was like, yeah, we're gonna come back to you another time. Just not now. So
And this was recently?
no, this was probably like a year ago. Nah, not
Okay.
even, maybe like 2 years ago. But I play it now.
Okay.
Like I still play it. I just don't play it as intense as I used to. Something I do have to get back into because I really do enjoy playing the guitar. I might actually trade it and get a bass because I really do like
Mm.
the bass more than like the electric guitar. I just like that with the electric guitar, you can do a lot more. You can play a lot more versus the bass. It's like, it's just bass line, rhythms and melodies. So,
Hmm.
yeah, but I do like the bass, so I might get a bass instead.
Okay. Will we see you intimate? I mean, will we see you like putting more of bass or guitar into your music?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. Yeah. Even if it's literally two little string plucks, I'm definitely gonna be doing more guitar stuff with my music, yeah.
Okay. And that's gonna be because your hand
Oh yeah.
hurt.
Definitely.
Okay. Shout out to you. And it was
Yeah.
really great. It was great to have you on here. Shout out to you,
Thank
for
you.
coming on the
Thank you.
podcast. No problem.
Oh yeah, I
From
appreciate
everything
the
that I check
invite.
out, no problem. Everything that I checked out from, your social page to your music to, you as a person, I would definitely say you got potential. So
Thank
I like to
you.
see, I like to see you keep doing it, keep at it, and hopefully I see you at the top one day.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Before you go, shout out all your platforms. Shout out anybody that you want to put on, and then drop a song out of your catalog, which I guess would be kicking it, or unless you want to
Yeah.
drop, another juicer.
Kick it. We're gonna have to go and kick it.
Okay.
But Soul Searching will be out. So
Okay.
we're gonna get there. But platforms, my Instagram is official.larue. So it's OFFICIAL .LARUE. Because some people can't spell official. So I'll be having
Mm,
to spell it for them. Let's see. My TikTok is LaRue, but it's L4RU3. Or you could type in Blue Moon. I should be Blue Moon on both Instagram and TikTok, but just in case the L4RU3 doesn't pop up.
okay.
That's literally it. I'm not a big social media person. I actually hate social media, so I only have Instagram and TikTok.
That's understandable. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody you want to put on? Any shout outs?
Um, Shout out to my guy Kumba. Great artist out here in Jersey. His Instagram is Kumba. I'm gonna butcher his his last name so bad. It's Kumba Musoku. Don't kill me, Kumba. But yeah, if you look on my page and go to my followers and type in Kumba, Kumba, you'll find him. He makes really good
Okay.
music. Makes really good music. And
Okay.
shout out to my girl Kiana. Also, if you go to my page, her thing is Kiahna. So it's Kiana B. And you know, it's got a little B at the end. She's a great singer, wonderful voice, and she actually just had a song drop like Friday. So yeah, go check it out. She's an amazing person.
Okay. Shout out to you.
Yeah.